Boom! Welcome back, everybody, to The Perfect Bag. My name's Clint, and today we are looking at the Flow Satchel from Alpaca. Alpaca is an Australian gear brand that is like, let's just say, super skilled at the interwebs. Yeah. So they dominate in social media, a lot of advertising budget in social media, a lot of advertising budget to bag reviewers as well, of which your boy here has not partaken. No affiliate links from Alpaca in this video, and I purchased this bag myself through their Kickstarter. This is the Flow 4-liter satchel. All right, you know what we do on this channel. That's right, we do one-take bag reviews. You're going to get a straight-shot review of this bag right here, and I'm going to do a full walkthrough of the bag, interior, exterior, all the nooks and crannies. When we get done with that, we will talk about this bag. You're always going to get from me two things that I love about the bag and two things that could be better. Let's get into it. This is the Flow Satchel. You can see that this bag is not only green, it's green, what they call Avoflux. It's their fabric. Yeah. So it's a green ripstop. It's recycled, I believe. Yeah. Well, I've got to say, first, right off the bat, it's unique. So they've made some unique shapes of bags lately, and full credit to Alpaca for trying some new things, for experimenting with shape, and for experimenting with pocketing and layout. There are Alpaca bags that I really have loved over the years. My three favorite Alpaca bags are the Bravo Max, the Bravo X, and the Bravo Tote. Bravo. So that's, all three, ironically enough, of the bags that I've loved from Alpaca have begun with the word Bravo. This bag does not begin with the word Bravo, everybody. All right, let's get into it. So exterior-wise, there's a lot going on. I think first off, we got to talk about the bottle pocket. The bottle pocket is right up front, right in your face, and it's got a little cord, little shock cord to keep your bottle in. What do I have in here? Well, I've got a little Starbucks Porter Collab bottle. It's a 16-ounce bottle. Let's set that to the side for a second and look at this, which is a fairly typical size. It's a 24-ounce coffee thermos. So how does that fit in here? Well, okay, we'll say. We'll say okay. So I can slip the... Nope. I can't slip the shock cord over the top of this thermos. So I guess I could slip the thermos through the shock cord. There we go. Yeah. So what do we have going on? We've got a bottle pocket that is small. I think it's fair to say the bottle pocket is small. If you're going to carry a 20-ounce soda with you, a Red Bull, a Monster Energy drink, or a smaller bottle, you'll be fine. But if you want to carry a larger bottle, and this is not, in the grand scheme of things, the world's largest water bottle, it's just not gigantic. It is still kind of a cool pocket, so you could toss gear in here. It does have a zip to make it a slightly tighter pocket too. You could toss your phone in here as well very easily and just have it as a phone holster. So that might be still a pretty darn usable pocket as a slip pocket on the front of this. It's just not the world's best bottle pocket, and it's not also the world's worst bottle pocket. It's somewhere in between. All right, you do have looping all the way down, this kind of chain of nylon looping all the way down. It's different sizes of loop, larger at the top, smaller at the bottom. You can easily attach items to that. You could run a hook through there, a carabiner, a couple of carabiners, etc. And you got it on the other side too, 3 of them. These ones appear to be the same size. The strap itself is 1-inch shiny slippy nylon, and it is removable, but not interchangeable. So you would have to, if you wanted to remove and change out the strap, which you might want to do because this strap digs into your shoulder. It's super tiny, super small strap. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Wow, we're landing on a theme here for this bag. You've got a grab handle on the back here, which is really weird. Like, I would have gone with a smaller grab handle and made it cushioned, but this one is really large. Yeah, really large and not cushioned. Mimics the shoulder strap, but doesn't look bad. But it's always just kind of flippity floppity. There are better handles in the universe than that floppy mess. All right. Well, anything else on the exterior? No, nothing on the bottom to speak of. It's time, I think, for us to get into pocketings. Pocketings? Pockets? Pocketing? Yes. So AquaGuard zippers on both the main compartment here and this front quick access pocket as well. You can see the zipper pulls are just a stitched bit of, I think that's like rubberized nylon. It looks like leather, so it's a leatherette, let's call it. And then the zippers do not say YKK on them, and I didn't look to see if they were. Interior, you got a really nice white grid stop. One of my favorite things about Alpaca is their kind of popping, high contrast grid stop interiors. The blood orange color one that they do is really good, as is this white. It's really good. So in here, I've got my pocket knife. And in here, Alpaca has put a key leash for us. And this key leash is their kind of extra fussy magnetic hub pouch nonsense. By the way, bag makers, stop it with proprietary attachment points. Like, there's nothing wrong with just a metal loop. Stop it. Like, look at this. 1,500 of these for $1 on Amazon. It's a little bit more than that, but you see what I'm saying? Just a chunky piece of metal is all we need to hook things to. Yes. All right. So this is a weird turtley looking thing that Alpaca does, and it's in the bag, and it's okay. Inside this bag. Well, let's go to the back first. Let's go to the back first because it's easier. Not a AquaGuard zipper on the back because it is hidden under this seam. They say it's low profile in the description on the website. It's just beneath this little rain shield. And then inside here, I haven't put much, but I would use it as a phone place. So I just tossed a Sharpie and a flashlight and the Colonel Ichabod mustache comb, which is the best mustache comb in the entire industry. So that pocket runs right here. It's useful, it's good, it's fine. Main pocket, main event. Let's go, let's open this sucker up. Check it out, everybody. What is going on in here? Well, the first thing that I notice when you look at this is that this actually does remind me a little bit of a tiny miniature version of a Bravo tote in the layout of the pockets, kind of asymmetrical, similarly sized pockets distributed around the entire interior of the bag. That is good. I've got a pocket here that I put power bank in, a pocket here that I put wallet in, a pocket here that I put gaming device in, a pocket here that I put a cord in. So 1, 2, 3, 4 useful size pockets around the front of the bag. And then a main pocket here that I put in a gimbal and a little stress ball, but it's a pretty good size pocket. You know, gimbal fits just fine. Kindle just fits just fine. iPad mini fits just fine, although there is no text sleeve for a device. Larger notebook fits just fine. iPad Pro 11-inch. Nope. Out of Magic Keyboard. Yes, barely. But again, absolutely no protection for your device, so not really designed to be a tech carry. Although phone, Kindle, no issue. at all. Okay, that's it. That's the bag. Time for us to talk about 2 and 2. 2 things I really like about this bag. The first thing I really like about this bag is actually this interior pocketing layout. So slip pocket, slip pocket, slip pocket, slip pocket. Really nice, really, really useful. And all the pockets being similarly sized, they work great. And it's my favorite size of pocket, which is, you know, drop in battery backup, drop in gaming device, drop in wallet, drop in, yeah, that kind of 4x6 pocket layout is really, really useful for modern carry. All right, second thing I really like about this bag is actually, you know, let's call it bravery, let's call it ingenuity, design balls. Like, Alpaca went for it. They made something very different. There's too much out there that's just the same. Too much. I like the webbing on the side. I like the asymmetrical layout. I like the shape. I like where they were going with this bottle pocket. It's not ideal, but it's not bad. Yeah. So I love the ingenuity. I love the idea of the bag. I love the interior pocketing layout. Let's talk about what could have been better on this bag. I'm not going to pick on the water bottle pocket. I'm just not. It's less than ideal, but it functions, and you don't have to use it as a bottle pocket. You can use it as a slip pocket, and it works really well, I think, as a slip pocket. Maybe could have even been ultra stretch right here instead of the Avoflux and giving you a little bit of bulge for a larger pocket, but whatever. So I'm not going to say that. I am going to say this strap and the handle, you all have heard me say it a million times. Like, the points at which you interact with a bag are the handles, harness, strap. And if they aren't really that nice, then especially for a small satchel like this, it's got to be a joy to use. So don't love the strap. It's not bad. It's not poor quality. It's just meh. And then this larger floppy handle instead of a smaller cushioned handle, I think poor choice there. All right, so the points of interaction, frustrating. The second piece that I wish had been different or better about this bag is, look at this. The whole liner is loose. It's like there's a ton of excess fabric here. The whole thing feels, I mean, it's loose. And that's just the construction of the bag, but I don't like how it ends up feeling. It makes the bag feel smaller than it is. It's a 4-liter bag. It makes it feel like a 3-liter bag. It just always feels like it's encroaching on you just a little bit. I would have done something much, much tighter. Much tighter. Pulled it in, sucked it in, sewn it down much tighter. Yeah, I just don't love how the interior feels. It gets eaten up way too fast. And this is the 4-liter. Good God, there's a 2-liter version of this bag. I really don't even know what I would do with the 2-liter version of this bag. So, you know, it's $100. There are better options for the price point. What better options, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. You know, specifically, the better option that I would recommend is this. It's the Alpha 19er Chio X. It's got better bottle pockets on both sides. It's got just as useful, hey, Tanuki. It's got little pockets up front here that are felt lined. The interior of the bag is much more useful. And look at this handle. Tight. And look at this strap. Thicker, nicer, easier to use. So yeah, for the same money, pretty much, just get a Chio X instead. Still my favorite crossbody bag. It's bigger, but even in the 4-liter size, there's just a lot more bags I would recommend over this one, including one from Alpaca that I'm going to review soon. So yeah, I wanted to love this. I saw this launch on the Kickstarter and I said, dang, I love it. And I got it and I was like, dang, it's just okay. So, you know, probably save your money on this one, everybody. It's feels a little smallish, and it's not a pleasure to interact with, although it does have some highlights. And I honestly hate giving this review because I feel like I should reward companies for being creative, and in this case I'm not, because it just wasn't quite right. Wasn't quite right for me. All right, everybody, thanks as always for the love and the support. And speaking of support, if you'd like to, you can become a member of the channel. This channel is funded by viewers, which means that when you become a member for 99 cents a month, then it goes a long way to keep the channel rolling and keep me in a place where I can keep buying bags to share with all y'all. So thanks for that. And yeah, see you next time. Bye for now, everybody.